Hi everyone, welcome to the Mind Blown Zone episode 62. This one is called The Internet Will Be Unrecognizable in 2027. Here with Brad. How you doing, Brad?
Oof, never better yet again. How about yourself, Matt?
Never better, mate. Same as before. Since we're recording 2 podcasts right now, so it hasn't been so long since we asked that question the last time.
Our greatness extends to 2 podcasts.
All right.
What do we got today?
Okay. Gonna lay down the bumper script here. Here it comes. The internet you grew up with is dying, and what's replacing it is going to be unrecognizable. The algorithms, the subscriptions, the pay-to-play platforms, the LinkedIn gatekeepers, the ads that go nowhere, all of it is on borrowed time. We are standing at the edge of the most significant restructuring of the digital world since the internet went mainstream, and most people have no idea what's coming. Peer-to-peer networks, community-built software, local platforms, attention economies that actually compensate you, the entire architecture is about to flip away from a handful of corporations deciding what you see, what you pay, and who gets to reach you, and towards something decentralized, human, and built around real value. By 2027, the internet will not look like it has. This episode is about what it's going to look like instead and why the window to get ahead of it is right now.
Nice. Exciting times. Novagaya timeline. It's coming.
Yeah, so this is one of the early episodes of Novagaya timeline. So what we talk about now is like good, new, awesome things. We don't talk about the bad institutions anymore. We're just like, here's the good stuff, get on it.
Fantastic. It's about time.
So I'll just give a little summary of the topics we're going to get into. We're going to talk about the state of the internet and why it sucks. We're going to talk about something called
We're only going to talk about good things. Sorry.
Well, look, okay. We're not gonna spend the whole podcast describing something terrible. Okay. We are gonna give a bit of context, right? Okay, but it's just context, right? We're not just ragging on something for the whole thing. Okay. But yeah, that was a mistake. Okay. We're gonna talk the SaaS apocalypse. We're gonna talk about the death of subscription software. We're going to talk about peer-to-peer social media and content media, the return of the website. We're going to talk about geographically local content. It's going to be big. We're going to talk about networking and business coordination, finally fixed, free of LinkedIn. Excited for all that, Brad?
I am indeed. This one, I think you're going to drive a lot of it. You got the finger on the pulse more than me, but I'm excited to chime in and contribute when possible.
Okay. So big tech, which is the technology wing of the establishment, controls your internet experience. They control what you see, they control who sees you, and they control the cost of reaching people and how you reach people. Okay?
The technocrats.
Yeah. So when you go watch content, whether you believe it or not, no matter to which extent you're aware of it, your experience is controlled, right? You might think like, no, it's showing me more of what I watch. Yeah, but it's not showing you more of what you have never seen before and don't know that you want to watch. Case in point, go and look at how many subscribers and views the Mind Blown Zone videos have had on YouTube and ask yourself, would not many people benefit from our content? Okay. At the other end of the spectrum, if you put content out, you don't really have control over who sees it. They control who sees it. They ask themselves, in what way can we benefit from showing your content? And to that extent, they'll show content, and that's all. Yeah, the cost for reaching people, I mean, like advertising on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like these, I'm sure these days, it's like $15 CPM. Not 100% sure, but last time I checked, it was really, really expensive.
Right.
Which is fine for, people marketing like big pharmaceutical where you're trying to capture a customer for life. But if you're trying to sell like a simple product, like $50 product, and just that's your one product, well, you can't really do marketing online. Therefore at all. So algorithms are totally manipulated. Advertising, it's just like you just throw your money in and, hey, big tech, could you help me connect my content to the right people for money? It's just throwing your money into a black hole. Unless you're offering something that's establishment approved, like if you're offering, material solutions to consciousness caused experience, then they're happy to help you. But otherwise, no. You're like, people pay like tons of like hundreds of dollars a month. Like I would say most people are paying hundreds of dollars a month for like internet services that actually don't cost the providers much at all. Like a lot of people pay like $20 a month for something. Like Brad and I were just talking about email sending stuff, and I'm just looking at the prices here. $20 a month, or if you want like the higher service, $90 a month, right? But I bet you that costs them $1 a month or something like that. Like,
oh yeah, well, there's huge margins in software.
Oh yeah,
right.
Like
80% plus.
A company I've come to absolutely hate is Aweber. And probably $90 a month to basically, I don't email my list very often, but they totally just pushed up their price from like $30 to $90, and I'm basically just paying them to store stuff in a database and email once per month. It's like, what? So the pricing is just totally ridiculous, and it's like that for almost every service,
That inflation thing is hitting everybody, and they're taking advantage of it for sure.
So when you watch like feeds on like whatever, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube and stuff, like you're getting content from like strangers worldwide, which is so irrelevant to your life. Like it might feel like the most relevant stuff to your life, soon as you've been separated from your local community for so long. It might feel like, the UFC or, some other worldwide relevant thing is like super important. But actually what's important is like what's going on in your city. But you don't see any of that stuff. Like you're not going to go on TikTok and be like, oh, here's that person who runs the store down the road telling me that they've got a cool event coming up, and they've got a whole bunch of discounts and community activities. You ever seen a video like that on social media, Brad?
Right. I don't think so.
So that would be more relevant to you, right? Like if you're, if you want to get out and do more exercise or something like that, and you go on video content platform and someone's like, hey, we're organizing a exercise day in the park this weekend. Come on down. Or having a sausage sizzle. Bring your kids, okay? It's going to be better, right?
Yep, that won't make it through.
So LinkedIn is meant to be like the business connection hub of the world, but it's really just a massive gatekeeper. I mean, I'm pretty sure the price is $90 per month to be able to use their like crappy software that searches people, and then you can send them messages just for them to ignore you because they think, oh, who's this annoying person messaging me? Like I message people on LinkedIn. I've given up, believe me. Message people on LinkedIn about idealcontent.io, which is objectively awesome, and they just all ignore me 100% as if it has no value to them whatsoever. Right? So that, firstly, it's almost impossible to find anyone who's directly relevant to you. Second of all, they've been conditioned to think you just have nothing of value by just how the platform works. You experience anything like that, Brad?
Well, yeah, I haven't used LinkedIn in 7 years now. So, but yeah, it was already pointed in that direction. Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of complaints lately about Substack is gouging people more and more, and the effectiveness of the alleged, networking to like-minded, subscribers and stuff is getting less and less. So they're taking more money and you're getting less bang for your buck. So another good example of recently supposedly democratizing a software platform. It's taking advantage of its position, and whatever for private content producers.
Yeah,
Same
well,
idea.
they probably they probably were good when they're trying to build an audience, and then they finally got an audience and got money coming in, and then they've just moved into extraction mode, which is
Right.
what we're going to reverse in the Nova Gaia timeline. No more
Right.
extraction.
People are dive bombing out of it as we speak. Yeah, they take 10% of your money. So if you're selling subscriptions to your Substack, whatever, $5 or $10 a month, and you've got 10,000 subscriptions, right? I can't do the math that quickly in my head, but 10% of $100,000 is not a measly sum of money, right? And they're taking 10 grand off that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the whole thing, from content to networking to finding information, I mean, it's just rubbish at this point. I mean, just really bad. Even, the internet used to be you would go on these search engines. Well, man, have you heard this thing called Alta Vista? You type in and it's well, check it out. It's a cool website, right? It's not like that anymore. Okay. It's not like that at all. They've just they've done their best to prevent you going to anyone's website ever. And they just want you on these few major platforms that were created by printed establishment money, and it all just benefits them. So that's the state of the internet, why it sucks. So no need to dwell on that, right? We'll just move straight on. Yeah.
Right. Craigslist is still around though. It doesn't look any different than it did 20 years ago, but it's still there.
Which one?
The one holdout.
Which one?
Craigslist.
Oh, Craigslist. He's still there, eh?
He's still there. It's still free for everybody.
Ah, beautiful. That's great. Be more like Craig, right?
Exactly.
All right. So here's section 2, the SaaS apocalypse, the death of subscription software. So many people are so used to paying a certain amount of dollars per month to use software, right? Remember when you would buy software for whatever, $50 to maybe $300 or something like that. And you'd get awesome software and you would own that forever. And then that stopped and people came in with SaaS, software as a service, and charge you per month for it. And you can pay for it for 10 years and then you stop paying it. And even though you've paid thousands of dollars, now you don't have any access to it whatsoever.
Right. The software subscription model, revenue model is vastly superior to the one time, right? In terms of the bottom line.
Oh, yeah. Why do we let them have it? Why don't we just keep charging them? Why would we give it to them?
Right.
So there's a even better model coming, and it's basically going to be you just pay per use of compute with a little margin, tiny little margin, right? Let me give you an example. Voice cloning, right? Want to clone your voice? Well, there's 11 labs. Okay, so if you want to clone your voice, first you have to be in the minimum tier that's $22 per month. Okay, so then you can clone your voice. Now, you stop paying $22 a month, you no longer have access to your voice clone. You can't generate any more voice at the end. So you're basically doomed to pay per month. No matter, even if you don't use it a little bit in the month, they don't roll over your credits, right? Oh, I didn't use it all this month. Well, you still pay. They don't roll over your credits and you just keep paying and paying and paying. And the moment you don't, it's gone, right? I mean, that sucks. So here's what you can do now. You can what people will set up is they will set up a per use voice clone where you pay only for the actual compute usage that it requires to do the voice clone, plus probably just a competitive margin that's introduced by the fact that, hey, we did this and we want a little, money for our effort. And then you get delivered the voice clone and you generate on your own computer forever. And that costs about $5. Okay. We grasping this here?
Yeah.
Okay. $5.
Right. You can also, if you have a good, strong enough GPU, you can run all the software for free on your own computer. Obviously, you're paying for electricity. Yeah.
You could, but then you would have to configure the thing and get it working and do all this work yourself, right? Whereas I think most people would just pay $5 to just get it, right?
Yeah. Either one, same difference,
Yeah.
right?
The point is when it's down at $5, you're like, oh yeah, I'll do that. Boom, done. Right? So you think about how much you would pay to do it with 11 Labs forever, hundreds of dollars, or $5 to generate as much as you want, no limit. Okay, so this is what's coming for every single service. So any software service that you can think of where you just use it, you're just going to pay for the use in terms of how much it literally costs the provider to provide it to you, plus a little margin. And the reason it's going to go to that is because people are able to do that. Like I set up a little voice clone for myself, and I could just tell Claude Code or any sort of AI to turn that into a per use thing that people could just come along and pay for. I could literally do it later this afternoon if I want to just offer a $5 voice clone, download it to your computer. Right? So people are going to come along and do this for every single service. What do you reckon, Brad?
Oh yeah. I mean, you brought up AI and the cost of it from free to basically nearly unlimited for $100 a month is, the value that people are getting out of it. It's not even, you can't even calculate how valuable it is. Right. So for the, the casual user who just wants to have 5 or 10, interactions with the AI, they can do that for free today. And, that's remarkable. And, even the entry level, pro plans or whatever, they're typically $20 a month. I mean, the amount of things that the AI can do for people and their creative endeavors is astonishing. And it's, the value is incalculable. And I just think it's a harbinger of what's to come, in this SaaS space that you're talking about.
Mm. Yeah, like you even think about something like Entreport or Infusionsoft or something like that. These people pay like $2,000 a month or something like that. But they're only paying because the technology hasn't been available, right? So they're just like, hey, $2,000 a month. But these companies were all founded by bank sourced money and establishment sourced printed money, So they got in ahead with these like dodgy methods to create their companies and then gate kept the technology with $2,000 a month prices. But now I guarantee you someone is sitting at home at their desk vibe coding Infusionsoft and they're going to offer it at cost plus 10%. And what people have paid $2,000 a month for is going to cost about $1 a month.
Yeah. The beauty of a lot of this is in the, in the Linux ecosystem, right? There are, practically every app that you can get on Windows or a Mac is available for free in Linux or, by donation. So if you, send the guy $10 for a cool tool, right? That's what keeps those developers working on and improving their apps. So that, the kind of freeware, shareware Linux model is going to expand into this, this SaaS realm, as Matt is suggesting. It's already happening, and it's going to explode, in the coming years. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all this free and open source software is just going to be provided at like cost plus a few percent, just to make it worth doing,
Sure.
I wouldn't even imagine that someone will come along and be like, you know what, screw this 10%. I'm going to offer it at cost just because I want people to have it. And they'll just have something run on there that's zero profit whatsoever, and they're just providing it. So it might not even be, there might not even be a single margin at some point. Some person might just get an LLM and just give it the command, write every single SaaS one after the other, please, and hook it up to rented CPUs and GPUs and create a payment pathway and offer it at cost. The end.
All right. No, thanks everyone for listening tonight.
Yeah, just the end of SaaS, right? That's why it's called SaaS apocalypse. It's just like the apocalypse of SaaS is done. Absolutely done. It's all going to be offered at cost, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. And out of the kindness of people's hearts and appreciation, they'll receive plenty of donations and so forth to continue their endeavors.
Yeah, and other things as well. Like next to their offering, they'll just have like, contact me, or here's how to get involved, with me and do business with me, right? It'll just be like not quite a loss leader, but a break-even leader as an introduction to, hey, here's me. Would you like to do some business with me?
All right. The global connectivity is endless. And once people realize that things can and do work that way, then it'll be, earthquake, the current structure as this starts to take over 100%.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's the SaaS apocalypse. Get ready for just basically like the cheapest online software you could possibly imagine that works better than the current stuff you're using. It's going to save you a ton of money. That's why I'm saying this is Nova Gaia timeline stuff, right? This is not just, sure, I did one section on bad stuff, but I'm just telling you, on the new timeline, all your stuff that you're used to paying for online is cheap as chips.
100%. It is going in that direction. Yeah, the more you're off of Windows and Mac, the more obvious it is too.
Mm-hmm. So, section 3, peer-to-peer social media and the return of the website. You remember StumbleUpon?
I do.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I never used StumbleUpon. Just like, I think, you just like roll a die and then, they show you a website and you're like, I don't like this website. It's not good. Right? It's just so random. It's nothing to do with me. Did you ever use it?
I did once, but yeah, I mean, just to check it out. But no, I didn't like use it.
Yeah.
I tried it.
But there's something to it, right? There's something in like, hey, I'd love to go check out good websites, right? If someone's like done some good websites out there that are right for me, I'd like to go look at them. Wouldn't you?
Oh, well, sure. I mean, if I was, entertaining myself and had free time, yeah, I might find that interesting. I mean, it depends on how it worked, right? I just wouldn't want any old thing to come up, but I'd probably want to say, I'm curious about this category or, this vertical, this, these ideas, this hobby, this sport or something, and then let it generate based on, narrow down what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, it would work with a really solid algorithm with you, showing, with you maybe writing or voicing what you're interested in.
Right.
And then, you swipe just like you swipe through video media. And then you just land on websites and then you just go explore it. You're like, hey, I like this one. That was great. Can't believe I never knew about this website. It's fantastic. It's exactly what I've always wanted. you'll have that experience.
Are you building this?
Yeah. I'm building that. Yeah, it's an offshoot of the core thing that I'm building. But yeah, I am.
Gotcha. Cool.
So,
well, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be great because these days we're limited to submitting content to platforms, right? But soon we're going to have this like peer-to-peer website marketplace. So you'll be submitting your website and paying money for it to be shown to people who are interested in websites like yours. And you'll be paying not a tech platform, you'll be paying other website owners. So you won't be swiping through a feed on an app owned by the establishment. You'll be on a website, looking at a website, and then you'll see their feed of websites that they have curated and approve of. You're like, I like this person's website. Let me see the websites that the owner of the website I already like approves of. You swipe through them. You're like, oh, here's another website that I like, right? So that's how we will all share what we're offering together rather than us all submitting stuff to a big tech and them rationing it out to us. Starting to make sense there?
Yep. Oh, yeah. I get it 100%.
Yeah. And the thing is, websites are better than content. Right? Going on a website is a much richer experience than consuming a bit of content, like reading a Twitter post or watching a YouTube video. Because someone can really craft a complete experience for you. Like on a website, someone can put an app. Right? So I would say like most websites will become very app-like. So when I say go into a website, don't think of it like, oh, I'm on a website and there's content on the website. No, the website will become literally an app. So someone will present themselves in like extremely creative way in an app that has like very rich content and rich media inside the app. Makes sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're building a lot of these things. So you're kind of in the avant-garde of this with some of the websites you're building.
Mm-hmm. So the cool thing about this is like there won't be any advertising that you're used to, right? You're used to going on YouTube and seeing like ads for Toyota and insurance and Geico and Big Pharma and crap like that. Yeah?
Right.
Is that your experience with the ads that you see as an American?
Oh, yeah. Same thing. Identical. I mean,
how much does that suck?
Well, I have a few skills that allow me to get around them when and if I choose. But the only reason I let those operate is because the content creators obviously get a little piece of that action.
Mm-hmm. Well,
otherwise I'd shut them down completely.
Well, the way it's going to work soon is that instead of this weird thing where those establishment advertisers pay the big tech platforms to show content next to video creators and content creators, and then the content creators get a little payment, a share of that from YouTube, big tech. Now it'll be content creators paying other content creators to feature or just host their stuff all across the internet,
right,
on all different websites.
Right.
So we're going to be bouncing from this website to that website, enjoying this experience, enjoying that experience, seeing so many, full, complete presentations of people's value offerings instead of just scrolling in a single website big tech platform feed. Sounds good, right? You'd enjoy that?
That's the hope. That's the goal. And that's where it's heading, right? That's where it's going. They're cutting out the middleman who's currently dominating the content creators.
Yeah.
Big
I was
tech.
telling you a little quote that Claude gave me before about big tech. I'll just see if I can pull it up again. Big tech's whole pathology is that it does these 4 things. It holds your bytes, decides your distribution, imposes its taste, and keeps the money. So the platform owns you, and every incentive bends toward extraction. Ugh.
Parasites. We've heard that before.
Oh, it's absolutely parasitic. And everything involved in this new model is going to be cheaper for everyone involved, but also more profitable for everyone involved. That sounds weird to say, right? Like if everything's cheaper, there's less money, right? And then the people receiving the money receive less, yeah? Nope. Because you cut out the parasites.
Right. The big tech 99% gouge is pulled out, redistributed.
Yeah.
Egalitarianism.
Yep.
100%.
See, if I can just make it concrete, like imagine there's $100 and the users ultimately pay the $100, and then the creators get 50, right? And when I say the users pay, they pay because they're receiving the advertising and getting brainwashed, so they pay, right? They ultimately pay, right? But in the new model, there's not $100. There might be like 60, and the creators get 55, and the users only pay 5 or something like that. Okay, it's not the perfect description, perfect numbers there, but you can see that even though there was 100 and now there's less, people pay less, but the creators receive more. Yeah, get the idea?
Right. I got a more concrete one. I haven't mentioned to you that we're making revenue over on BitChute. And we don't have tons of followers or video views over there, but over the course of the last 3 years, we've got maybe 4,000 views on our videos, and we have earned thus far because they run ads on our videos. We've earned 4 cents. It's too small to withdraw over there, so we've earned 4 cents on them running ads on 4,000 videos over 3 years.
Yeah, and think about how ridiculous it is. Like if they just let us put Take Your Power Back or Conscious Eating right next to the video so that we could make money there, well, then we could make sales right there. But they're like, no commerce to be done on this platform. And then they just pay us 4 cents. But if actually they made it so that we could be more profitable with them, we would actually want to return the favor and do more for them. And it would be a whole enjoyable cooperative economy. But they're like, haha, no, we will take all the advertising revenue for ourselves and pay you nothing. Aha. And then no one gets anything, right?
They probably made $40, which is, measly, but, for 4,000 views or whatever, they probably made $40 in advertising revenue, and they've kicked us 4 cents.
Right. Whereas they could have helped us make thousands of dollars, and then we'd be like, hey, we love the success we're getting on your platform. What else can we do together? And everyone would be in that boat, right?
Right.
Instead, they just got $40, right? That's all they got. Woohoo.
Right.
Okie dokie. So, let me just check how we're going for time. Yep, beautiful. So the next thing is geographically local content. All right. So big tech serves you worldwide content made by people you'll never meet, optimized for mass appeal. Okay. Notice that, right? Like there's all these like mega stars, right? Who have this like super viral content. You watch it and you're like, oh my God, yes. I love it. I'm enjoying it so much. I get these good feelings. And then you get advertising, right? So someone you've never met gets paid in a country that you might not have even been to And also you get brainwashed by advertising for international establishment companies and then feel compelled to empty your wallet and send it to them. And that money never comes back to you. Okay. So you gave them your attention, you gave them your money. You got basically nothing in return other than good vibes, but like not good vibes, more like satanic vibes if you're watching big tech platforms. And that's it. Whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo.
What was the point?
Brainwashing.
Yeah, what was the point from the user's perspective, though? No point. Just total disempowerment. Right. And, if you probably ask people, would you prefer to watch content about your local area? They'd be like, yeah, but there hasn't been any, right? Like, are there any content platforms where you can choose, show me videos made only by people in my area that are about topics in my area?
Non-existent.
And then ask yourself, like, well, why not? Like, doesn't the establishment pretend to be like beneficial to the world?
Of course. They claim it.
Right. So they claim it, right? They claim to be like the aristocracy, right? Leadership by the best. Yeah.
Right.
And so like they've positioned themselves as like the leaders of the people, like, trying to benefit everyone, trying to, stronger together. Right. So why aren't they offering the ability for us to engage with our own communities and improve? Okay.
Obviously,
see episode 1 through 60.
I was going to say Matt has asked 7 rhetorical questions in a row now.
See episodes 1 through 60, answered all of them. Okay.
Yeah, right.
So what's coming is, and when I say coming, I'm talking about like a month from now. Okay, is content platforms that are as good as big tech, even better than big tech, literally better than big tech, but totally all about your own city. Okay, so imagine you live in Birmingham, Alabama, and you open up your phone and you just go to birminghamawesomeness.com and you're looking at a feed, like an app, that looks better than big tech, anything big tech has to offer, but every single video is about Birmingham, Alabama. How awesome would that be? What's going on this weekend? Opportunities to take part in, issues to get behind. How good would it be?
Yeah, I mean, it job openings, whatever the person's looking for. It's like, here's everything available in your area.
Yeah.
Right. And I think people have tried, what is that, like Live 20, there's some City Live or something that tried to do that for a long time. I think those websites are City Data, maybe that's what it's called, .com. And then, I mean, it's just, nobody uses it. It never got any popularity, but that's the kind of idea I think Matt is suggesting. And I believe he's building out a website platform to do exactly that. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about? City Live or something?
Yeah, I'm actually not, but I imagine the reason it didn't get popular was because it sucked.
Yeah, I think it was built on the MySpace model, literally.
Mm. Probably just, when I say it sucked, I don't mean like the intention sucked or anything like that. I just mean like building software that it was awesome before LLM models was really difficult and time consuming and costly, and who could possibly do it?
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead, Brett.
I was going to say that's 99% of it. They didn't market themselves well either, but shouldn't have needed to if the content and the website was really good.
Yeah.
It would have grown organically.
Mm-hmm. And plus another thing is like they probably didn't have video, right? I worked very hard to like wrap my head around how to make video without ads work, right? It's a very difficult thing. So I've, at idealcontent.io, there's a better content platform than all big platforms put together. And what I'm able to do now is I'm able to give that a different skin, different theme, different logo, and just reskin it to my own city, right? And then it'll be like an instance of that same thing, but just totally for my city. And I'm going to go around to tons of people in my city, and I'm going to be like, here is a here is a content platform just for us. Get on it. And I'm going to go to other people who might be interested in doing that for their cities and say, why don't you operate this for your city? Go around and do it for your city. And so every single city, even town, state, country, whatever denomination, is that the right word? Whatever level you want to look at is going to have its own content platform with all opportunities, issues, etc., that are just at that level.
I mean, it sounds compelling.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to need to see it to believe it, though. And you're going to deliver it.
I'm going to deliver it. No worries. So even Gary, Indiana will have its own content platform as good as all the big tech platforms put together. And it'll be just about Gary, Indiana. And they can have conversation about how to improve. And they can share all their messages and all their best thoughts with each other. And, it's already programmed to not accept any negativity or complaining or anything like that. It's just positive, constructive stuff. And they'll be able to all talk to each other and improve the city.
I think the Chicago Bears are moving their stadium to Gary, by the way. Complete tangential sidebar, but one of the most bizarre things in the NFL to ever occur. But yeah.
Well, they'll be able to have a conversation about how when they go to the stadium and spend the money there, the money leaves the city and goes to Chicago or just whatever establishment companies own benefit from that. And they could be able to discuss whether they should actually go to the stadium or not, or whether they should just set up their own community recreational thing and enjoy that.
You mean and not rely on the city council and the politicians to make those decisions for them?
Yeah, and you're making a good point there, right? So like giving people the ability to have a big conversation just within their own city is going to allow them, it's going to give them a, online town hall basically, and a way to discuss things and figure out how to do things good for the city way better than a few people you've never met called the council, just extracting wealth for themselves out of it.
Parasites.
So I'll just run a few things I wrote down about that. So you visit yourcitysocial.com, a platform physically hosted in your city about your city by people in your city. Why this matters for creators and businesses. Instead of competing with 5 global influencers per niche, you're the top person in your city. Local businesses market to local people who can actually walk through the door. Community relevance replaces algorithmic reach as the currency, right? Like people can upvote content on how good is this for the community rather than a platform upvoting it internally about how good it is for their establishment owners. People are going to start caring about what's happening locally again, and platforms will exist to serve that. Boom.
That is a key component of the Novagaya timeline, I might add.
Which specifically? Like
locally
local?
sourced. resources across the board.
Yeah, like something I've started to care about, like when I go to a restaurant or something, I think like, you know what? Who owns this restaurant? Or I went to a swimming pool and I was like, who owns this swimming pool? Like, is this owned by someone who lives in my city? Or is it owned by someone who doesn't live in my city and therefore the money's just leaving the city? And therefore, if it is owned by someone outside the city, why would I go here?
Yep, this is happening. A wide variety of venues, niches, domains, as we speak.
Yep.
So what Matt's discussing is just building, a platform to facilitate what's already organically happening.
Yeah. It's civic. It handles civic coordination as well. Like something that can happen on these platforms that I partially built but isn't in there yet is civic coordination. So it's not just content. Like content's just a start, but there's like all sorts of applications and functions that you can put onto it that help the city thrive.
It may one day be able to make you a piece of toast.
Idealtoast.io. Well, Ideal Toast is just put it on about 3.5 in your toaster and then put, butter, 100% butter, no other oils, and Vegemite. Good amount of Vegemite.
Oh, I like mine black. I like it on
Vegemite? 7?
Oh, no Vegemite.
No.
No Vegemite. Oh, yeah.
You put your toast up to 7? Mine only goes up to 6.
I got an amp that goes to 11 as well.
Oh, God. Okay, so Section 5, networking and business coordination, finally fixed. Every current tool for reaching people and coordinating work is broken. Ugh. God. It's painful to talk about this stuff. LinkedIn? I mean, what a bunch of nonsense. I mean, you're playing this like game. It's like a competition. It's like, I hope someone would reply to me. And, they're like, I've put up videos on LinkedIn about idealcontent.io. Really good stuff. Really, like the stuff that I'm talking about in this podcast, right? How many comments or impressions do you think I got on that?
Well, goose eggs?
Well, about 20 impressions, 0 comments, 0 likes. I mean, it's like, hello? Well, why don't you show it to people who are interested in it? So it's a complete waste, right? I'm trying to tell people about Nova Gaia business strategies, and LinkedIn's like, hell no. Okay? So, but LinkedIn is just to help establishment stuff do business with establishment. If you're anti-establishment, if you're let's do something that's actually good, you are totally shunned and not allowed in the club. As Brad said, it is a gigantic good old boys club.
I want to maintain the old Earth timeline. They're not going to go down without a fight.
Try sending emails to people telling them about this great thing that you've got and would you like to take part? Crickets. Okay, how about Google Ads? Oh my God. You're charging me for what? You're charging me how much for what? That traffic is so trash. I don't think I've ever made a sale from a Google ad in my life. And I've spent a lot of money. And my stuff sells. Yep. Affiliate traffic, it sells. Google traffic, never made a sale. Never had a single benefit.
Right. Yep.
So
it's held a lot of promise and didn't deliver. I don't know anybody who uses Google Ads. I knew a lot of people that used Google Ads 20 years ago. I don't know anybody who uses them today.
So all these tools that are supposed to like have helped us have just like separated us. Like, I reckon since Facebook, it's just like they've put up this digital wall in between us. Like when Facebook first came out, people were still acting like people, and like it was like a friendship place, and you would like post on walls and stuff like that. But then it just turned into this weird corporate experience. And if you try to just reach out to someone on Facebook and say, hey, I'd like to talk to you, they'd be like, why would I want to do that?
Why would I want to talk to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't
data
think this is just my experience. It's just like the amount of times I've reached out to people on all the platforms and tried to tell them about something good, and I've probably just got a 1 in 10,000 response rate.
Sounds about right. And they don't even call themselves Facebook anymore because that's how dead it is.
Yeah, they just call it Meta. Like, what a gross name.
Right.
So,
Gross.
I mean, it's just like, I reckon all across the world, there are people who have some sort of business that they want to do, or some sort of cool project that they'd like to work on, but they need cooperation from other people, but they can't reach anyone. Have you heard other people say that?
Oh yeah, that's been the way things have been going for year after year.
Yeah,
it's just
like,
gotten worse and worse and worse.
And now there's like a whole industry of people on LinkedIn who are people who help founders get success. With what? Why would a founder need help getting success? All a founder needs to do is show people who are right for what they've made their stuff. But the thing is, these big tech platforms have made it, they've just come and inserted themselves in between creators and customers and clients. And they've just made a really bad system for connection and then said, pay us to connect and we'll give you 1% power to connect. And it seems like a good deal. So, ready for what's coming instead?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I have to talk about the thing that's bad. I just have to contrast it in some way, right? So I guess it will be that, even though we're talking about Nova Gaia timeline, we still need to make some sort of contrast. But we guarantee to not just rag on something for the whole thing. We only talk about something bad to immediately contrast with what's good. So here's what's coming.
You guys use it in Australia too, ragging on? That's like an old American thing.
I don't know.
You use that rag on. I haven't heard that in a long time.
I don't know where I got it. Maybe I got it off you. I have no idea. Oh no, you said you haven't heard it in a long time. Okay. So
sorry, go ahead.
Here's what's coming. Price per interaction communication. Pay per word or per second for both sending and receiving messages. You could say, I want 50 video replies from CEOs in 24 hours. What does that cost? Okay, and it will look up the database of all the CEOs who have listed their price to both receive and respond to a message, and it would come and it would have a kind of like a score on how likely this person is to respond. Do they actually read? Do they actually respond? And then when you said, yeah, I want 50 replies, it would tell you that that'll cost you $695, right? You're like, excellent, bang, right? Or I want my calendar full with 20 calls with business development people next week. How much will that cost? Oh, it'll cost $3,045. Sweet, bang. And you got calls next week. So it costs you money, but at least you got them, right? You don't have to go spraying a whole bunch of spam to everybody and trying to figure out what's the right message to connect, right? You just do it, right? People just have a price on their time and they're like, yeah, I'll buy your time, please. And doesn't that sound better?
See, it sounds 1,000% better. I wonder why nobody's done it yet.
Well, I think the only reason people haven't done it yet is because the tech is difficult. And until recently, the only people who could do tech like that were people who had millions and millions of dollars. And that would be people who kiss the ring of the establishment to get investment and then pay employees to create it for them and then receive the profit forever. And those type of people are not interested in this, right? People ask me how are you going to protect this idealcontent.io so people don't steal it from you? I'm like, they're not going to steal it. If they steal it, they destroy their own business.
Right.
Like as if LinkedIn is going to adopt the peer-to-peer model. That's the last thing they would do. So,
that's right.
You can basically just buy someone's attention. And that's what everyone's craving, right? Isn't everyone craving attention? Would you please look at what I'm trying to say here? People putting out videos, putting out posts. I hope people look at this.
And then phrase in the world of software and technology for this, right? It's called monetizing eyeballs.
Yeah. But like the way that that big tech's trying to do it is they're like, how can we monetize person A's eyeballs on person B's stuff so that we parasitically get profit, right?
Sure.
So what we can do here with this peer-to-peer business networking is you can just directly list how much for your consideration of an idea, and then people can buy it, and then they can review how much was your consideration actually worth. Like if you're just saying, hey, my consideration's $100, but you don't reply to anyone, well, then you get downvoted and people say, here's what I actually think it's worth. And then people don't pay anymore. So it'll balance out to what your attention is actually worth. So it'll, when you pay for someone's attention, it'll be a good buy.
Yeah. And the more you can eliminate the middleman in that, right? In other words, if there was a marketplace of, C-level executives and VPs and directors and managers and all the rest, and they could independently go sign up and say, hey, I'm the director of, support for X ABC tech company, and I'm willing to read any pitch, under 1,000 words for $10, right? And put their price of their attention, whatever, 20 minutes of their attention, and then you could come along, and if you're looking for directors of support, tech support departments, you could say, yeah, it's worth it. I'll pay $20 or whatever for this guy to read my marketing pitch and, get a response. And the guy, part of it, the guy says, I'll respond, in line to what your offer, right? And what's not just not interested or don't want it, right? But give you a thoughtful reply.
Yep.
That'd be worth it to you, right?
Oh, yeah. Because, you know what? There's tons of people with ideas out there who want to get it out there, and they're actually good. And there's tons of CEOs who actually want to hear that stuff. But there's a barrier in between them.
The parasitic barrier.
Parasitic barrier. Yeah. So So I think I can, at this point, bring up the claim again that the internet will be unrecognizable in 2027, because every single thing I've mentioned here is like mega easy, like not difficult at all. The only thing it requires is like adoption, and that's being worked on in a big way, and I've got big plans for people to adopt this stuff, and I'm not the only person doing it, right? A lot of people working on stuff like this, I'm sure.
Sure. Awareness plus adoption equals success. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. So things are just going to be great. Like your content will be amazing. You know, you won't be supporting the establishment with your eyeballs anymore. Like everything being offered to you will be so much more catered to you, such a richer experience. You'll be able to network with people better and better. You'll have stuff in your own city. You'll be able to take part in your own city and like contribute and like benefit from your own city. Everything will be cheaper online. It's great.
It's great. Well, I, for one, can't wait. I think we're already tiptoeing in this landscape, and the more we do, the more people will come along, and the more they come along, the more will come along until there's a sea change, and more of us are on the Nova Gaia timeline than not. That's how it's going to go down. Yeah?
Yeah. I would say if you want to get involved in something like this and you would want, I don't know, you just want to bounce ideas off us or something like that, just email us, contact@themindblowenzone, and just, I don't know, just talk to us. We'll point you in the right direction to set up something that's, you know, going to change the internet.
Radically. Yeah. We'd love to hear from you. And like-minded folks. And just so you know, I've got an interesting topic that'll probably be coming around podcast number 70 or 80. I don't know exactly where, but we'll get more into potential opportunity, financing and so forth. I'll leave it at that for now.
All right. Sounds great. Well, anything to add, Brad?
No, that was it. Nice job. Fascinating topic. And we'll see if Matt's prediction is right this time next year. We're going to hold him to it.
Oh, yeah. We'll see.
Matt's going to be one of the forerunners for sure. So the pressure's on. Make it happen.
No pressure,
Matt.
mate.
No pressure.
Just ease.
Ease and flow.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening, and thanks, Brad, for your joyous consideration of this ultra high tech stuff.
Consideration. Glorious, joyous consideration. Indeed. Fantastic. Well done. And thanks, Matt. Thanks, everyone, for listening. And we will see you on the next podcast.
Okay. Bye-bye.